And we are back. What's up, and welcome back to Talking Nutrition. Episode 151. We are going to dive into fiber today and how to hit 30 to 40 grams. I'm going to make it super simple for you. I'll be sharing specific recipes, and even if you pick just like the lowest ones out of my list, you're still going to hit like more than 30. I think it's like 32 grams in one day. And that's 3 meals and a snack. It can be super simple. I'm going to show you exactly how simple it can be. Now, to accompany this episode, I brought back the blog as well. So you can now go to our website. It's linked in the show notes and check out the blog, which is called What High Fiber Foods Should I Eat to Get 30 to 40 Grams? It's super simple, guys. Now, I can also say this. The vast majority of people listening to this are currently not eating enough fiber. And I can say that with confidence because I've seen so many people's food diaries, which is the first step we take with our clients, right? They join us. We actually see what their current intake is before making any changes. A lot of times, more than half of the times, I'm going to say 7 or 8 out of 10 times, we're going to see fiber being low. And if you're listening to this and you're only eating 10 to 15 grams of fiber, that's something that needs work, and I'm going to help you. Fiber is one of the most important aspects of your nutrition, and we often talk about calories, we often talk about macros, but I feel like fiber doesn't get addressed enough. Now, that's also because when we just focus on the basics, a lot of times you don't even fully have to pay attention, because let me just break it down already for you. Are you eating 3 servings, right, a fist-sized serving of fruits per day? Are you eating at least 3 to 4 servings of veggies per day? Also, again, fist-sized portions. When you do that, plus you eat mostly whole foods in general, you have some whole grains, maybe some, whole wheat bread or those kind of things, or pastas, or, quinoa is great. Sweet potatoes, you eat avocados every now and then. When you eat those foods, you don't actually need to worry about that fiber count anyway, because you're going to have it. It's going to be taken care of. Now, your requirements are going to go up and down with your caloric intake, which I'm going to help you with as well. So again, this is all going to be listed in the blog for you. Feel free to take notes, but if you wanted to read it and just have it right there on paper already, that's going to be your best bet, especially if you want to try out the recipes. So I'll be reading them. But like I said, try them out as well, because that's the only way to actually get your fiber in. You could listen to this podcast today and be like, okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, so this breakfast option and then lunch, and right? But if you don't actually eat it, then you're not going to get your fibers in. So after this episode, you'll know 12 new recipes to try out. It's Thursday right now. I'm going to make sure this podcast goes up right away. Now, if you're on our newsletter, of course, you already know about the blog. It was sent out earlier. But do something with this information, because fiber is crucial. You'll see soon, because I'm going to share this in a sec, based on the research, right, that you can simply increase your life expectancy by eating more fiber. You can improve your health, your digestion. Now, I quickly wanted to dive into something that I've seen come up a lot of times on social media. And to be honest with you, as you know already, we recently talked about this a lot, but social media is the Wild West. Kind of always has been. Misinformation has always been there even before social media. But right now it's getting out of hand, and especially with the whole carnivore stuff. Now there's people telling you should not eat fruit and veggies. They're poisonous and blah, blah, blah. There's people who swear by a fully carnivore diet because it fixed their autoimmune diseases or conditions or their gut issues. But let me break down for you real quick. This should really be a different podcast, but I'm going to break down for you real quick why that is the case, right? Because if someone doesn't respond well to certain fibers, which is a plant form of carbohydrate, by the way, so it's a plant structure that's not really broken down by our body. Our gut feeds off of it, so our gut microbiome, and it's going to help you kind of get things moving, right? When it comes to going to the bathroom, if you want to go number 2, you want to get your fiber. But when people have issues with certain fibrous foods, that's not because of the food, but it's actually because of their gut. So yes, absolutely, if we are dealing with IBS, SIBO, other issues, right? If there's dysfunction in the body, if the digestive system is impacted, yes, you will have a hard time with certain foods. Same type of deal goes for dairy. A lot of people will demonize dairy. Guess what? Dairy can be okay, but it's then, in that case, the gut that's not in the optimal place. Same kind of thing goes for gluten, those kind of things. So keep that in mind. A lot of times it's not the actual food that's the problem, but it's the person's ability to fully break down and digest those foods. So keep that in mind. Now, this also goes for specific autoimmune conditions. You'll often hear people claim, how all their symptoms just disappeared. Yes, because the foods they're sensitive to are taken out. But guess what's going to happen once they bring it back? If they don't do the healing, if they don't do the fixing, it's going to come right back. So don't jump on those extreme diets. Of course, if you have specific issues, work with a professional. But for today, we're going to keep it nice and basic. We're going to keep it nice and simple. I'll be sharing with you 3 options for breakfast, lunch, dinner, as well as snacks. And I'm going to help you hit 30 to 40 grams of fiber per day. Now, why is fiber important? Real quick, I want to break this down. Because from feeding your gut bacteria, which I just mentioned, to supporting daily bowel movements, to keeping you full, right? Because fiber also keeps you full. If you eat your fruits, your veggies, that's going to help you with diet, for example, if you're in a fat loss phase. It's also going to slow digestion. So you're going to have a little bit of a slower release of nutrients into the bloodstream. So more stable blood sugar levels. I mean, honestly, I could keep going. Like the benefits seem endless. And research even points out that an increase in 10 grams of fiber, right? So a 10 gram increase of fiber may lower your risk of all-cause mortality by 10%. Now, if you want to see the studies, I linked 3 studies, not just one, 3 studies in the blog to show you like, hey, per 10 grams of fiber consumed extra, right? You may lower your risk of all-cause mortality. That literally means the risk of dying of all causes by 10%. That's significant, again, based on multiple studies. Now, of course, the foods that I just mentioned, the fruits, veggies, the whole foods, those are also going to come with your vitamins and minerals. Those are essential for the body to function optimally. Now, we also have phytonutrients. Those are all different, like health promoting, like compounds in fruits and veggies. Like different colors point out different compounds. Super key. We want to get that, right? And that's why we always tell our clients to eat the rainbow. We want to get a nice bit of variety, right? We want to change it up over time. Super, super key. So it's not even just about that fiber. We also want to get those micronutrients. So once again, eat your fruits, eat your veggies. And you'll see that in today's examples, you're going to see lots of veggies. You're going to see lots of fruits. And there's actually one more kind of like traditionally, maybe frowned upon snack, I guess, which you might always be getting before you, sit down in the cinema. But we'll chat about that in a sec. Generally speaking, right, we're going to keep it whole food based. Now, 30 to 40 grams sounds a lot, but it's actually not that much, to be honest with you. It's very easy. I was recently dieting and we were pushing it like 40, 50, and that was very doable. But it's really just a matter of doing the thing. And it's not that eating enough fiber is difficult, or by the way, the same kind of thing with protein. Like if you struggle with your protein, it's not that eating more protein or eating enough protein is difficult, but it's that changing your habits is the tricky part. Like that's the part where it's going to take time and effort, and we're going to have to literally rewire the way we do things. But okay, let's first kind of establish a baseline for you. So how much fiber should you eat in a day? First of all, just about 14 grams per 1,000 calories consumed. And again, this study is also linked in the blog. That's kind of like our baseline. Now, what we see with our clients, the people who are most successful, they push it. So it's like a 5 to 10 gram on top of that, based on that baseline, of course. But I'm going to give you ranges to start off with. Now, and this is for, just feeling better satiety, right? Feeling full, more micronutrients, and of course, improving digestion as well. But if you are at a maintenance caloric intake of 1,600 calories, then you want to hit just about 22 to 24 grams of fiber. If you are at 1,800 calories, then it's going to be 25 to 27 fiber. If you are at 2,000 calories, you're going to need 28 up to 30 grams of fiber per day. 2,200 calories, 31 to 33. 2,400 calories, 34 up to 36. And 2,600 calories, 37 up to 39. But that's your baseline. Now you see that with your caloric intake, your fiber requirements go up and down as well. All across the board though, I would say for most people, so for most females, it's probably going to be like a 25 to 30-ish as your baseline. And for most males, just about like a 35 to 40. But like I said, you know, a lot of our clients who seem to be most successful, that goes for dieting, it goes for even maintenance phases, they really push it and they go like 40, 50 in most cases. So now let's get to it, because I know you want to know the meals, right? I know you want to get the recipes. And again, you might want to check out the blog for this. So it's linked in the show notes. And by the way, while you're at it, right, do me a massive favor. If you found this helpful, share a screenshot in your Instagram stories and tag us at Talk Nutrition Podcast. And I will make sure to reshare that. And even better, right, if you try one of the meals, snap a photo. I would love to hear how you like that, right? Now we're going to start with breakfast options, 3. And the first one is my all-time favorite. It's my go-to. And this is what I eat almost every single morning. And I change it up, but I really like my routines. So I'm going to keep it super simple, right? 50 grams of oats, 50 grams of raspberries, and then a tablespoon, so just about 10 grams of flax or chia seeds. Now, what I would do is throw in a scoop of protein powder. We do New Ethics, which I can link as well in the show notes, by the way. And if you want, I do have a code for you, OCS10, where you can get a 10% discount. So I'll link that as well. That's actually a good reminder for myself. But just that right there. Because the scoop of protein, because I just know that people are going to be low on protein as well. It's like a protein and fiber, those are the ones, you know? But again, 50 grams of oats, 50 grams of raspberries, a tablespoon of flax or chia seeds, and then a scoop of protein powder. Doesn't sound too special, right? Guess what? The oats and the raspberries and the seeds are all very high in fiber. Just that one meal by itself is 15 to 16 grams of fiber. Isn't that crazy? I can almost guarantee that a lot of people listening here barely get 15 to 20 grams per day. So this meal by itself, again, it's not even a big meal, 15 to 16 grams of fiber. So you're going to see this, again, listed in the blog, so you don't have to remember the amounts. Next one, avocado toast on whole grain bread with eggs and spinach. Also there, right, you can do whole grain bread, spelt bread, maybe Ezekiel bread, but also there, right, 2 slices of bread, half an avocado. I would do like a scrambled egg with like a whole egg and then 4 egg whites, and then a handful of spinach. Sounds super basic, right? 10 grams of fiber just in that meal. Next up, blueberry chia pudding. Not everything is oats. So when you mix chia pudding with a liquid, it becomes like a pudding, which is really nice. So you can do this overnight. Super basic. Again, 2 tablespoons or just about 20 grams of chia seeds, just about 120 grams of almond milk, 50 grams of blueberries. And you can top that with maybe like 50 grams of granola if you wanted to, and then maybe some, teaspoon of honey or something. 13 to 14 grams of fiber in that one little meal. Again, sounds kind of crazy, right? Now, of course, if you want to up your protein also there, throw in a scoop. Super simple. Again, I'll link that for you in the show notes. Again, New Ethics, ISO Perfect. If you use the code OCS10, you'll get a 10% discount. But of course, instead of that, you could even just do a Greek yogurt. You could add some cottage cheese or skyr, right? You don't have to go with a supplement. I just wanted to share that with you. Now, lunch options. Lentil soup or lentil stews are great. I'll just give you like the basic kind of most important part, and you just play around with it, because there's so many options online, and I haven't made it in a long time myself. I used to do it a lot, but play around with this one, but also just Google, right? Be proactive here, be resourceful, like go and look up like lentil stew recipes. But this is your basic kind of like starting point. 150 grams of canned drained lentils. Or if you use the dry ones, you want to have 50. So that's the difference, right? So either 150 if they come in a pack or a can, or if it's dry lentils, 50 grams. And then you have to soak them, etc. 150 grams of veggies, like whatever you want to add. It could be carrot, onions, celery, garlic, tomatoes, spinach, zucchini, bell peppers, kale, or you can add some potatoes for extra carbs. You throw in a whole bunch of spices. Again, like go online and find a recipe, but this could include, coriander, turmeric, cumin, paprika, bay leaves, thyme, curry powder, chili, pepper, garam masala. Like it's very basic, right? We have 150 grams of drained lentils. We have 150 grams of veggies. We add spices. 15 grams of fiber right there in one meal, once again. Next up, quinoa salad. Another really nice one. So I would start with, and also, by the way, you can add to the lentil soup or stew, you can add like more protein if you wanted to. Now for your quinoa salad, I would just add a protein of choice. You could do salmon or chicken or, anything really. But go with 150 grams of cooked quinoa, just about a handful of any greens, could be lettuce, could be spinach, whatever you like, 5 cherry tomatoes, a quarter cucumber, 1 bell pepper, bit of dressing. Guess what? 8 to 9 grams of fiber. So you see, that's still like significant. Like if you have a few of these meals together in a day, that's like a 30 plus at least, per day. Vegetable stir fry with brown or wild rice, for example. So also here, you could choose your protein source. It really doesn't matter. Like I want you to play around with these kind of things, right? It's not the perfect recipe. Like, no, like get some inspiration from this and try it out. And like I said, when you do try it out, snap a quick screenshot or snap a photo of your meal, and share that on Instagram, tag us. I would love to see it. And then maybe you actually come with some better suggestions, or variations on these recipes. But okay, so any protein of choice, maybe like 100 grams up to 150, could be chicken, shrimps, beef strips, etc. 150 grams of cooked rice or wild rice, 150 grams of mixed veggies, really any broccoli, bell peppers, snap peas, like throw in whatever you like. Bit of soy sauce, sesame oil, lots of spices. Also there, 7 grams of fiber for that one meal. Now we are getting to dinner. Again, I'm going to just keep listing them, right? Because we have a lot of great options here. We have dinner and snacks up next. And I hope, by the way, that this gives you some inspiration for your day-to-day, because these are all super basic. Now, next up, protein-packed black bean tortilla. Another really high one. So we're going to start with your protein source, maybe 100 grams of ground beef. I would go with a lean one. Then 1 whole wheat tortilla. Or if you wanted to crank it up even more, you can get a high fiber tortilla even. 50 grams of black beans, handful of lettuce, cherry tomatoes, half a bell pepper, half an avocado. Add some lime, spices, maybe coriander. 16 to 17 grams of fiber. So you see, like I'm literally naming a few recipes that smash other people's, average on a daily basis. You see? So when you want to improve your health, when you want to improve your digestion, and when you want to get a head start, if you're just at the beginning of your journey, include even just one of these meals. It's going to make a massive difference for you. Now, high fiber and high protein veggie pasta. So what's really nice is you can get a traditional pasta, of course, but you can also get a lentil pasta or any type of bean pasta that's going to be very high in protein as well as fiber as well. So we're going to start with protein. Once again, 100 grams of ground beef, 150 grams of cooked lentil pasta, just about 200 grams of tomato sauce, or a little bit more. Maybe add water and let it reduce. Maybe a quarter up to half a zucchini, half a bell pepper, half a carrot. I just like to throw in, I know this is maybe frowned upon, but I like to throw in a bunch of veggies into a traditional bolognese recipe. Very nice, actually, honestly. A bit of garlic, rosemary, thyme, etc. Again, 11 grams of fiber for that one meal. Baked sweet potato with steamed broccoli. You can add any protein you want. So again, these amounts, I hope you notice this too, right? These amounts, I'm saying 100 grams of salmon, right? Also here, right? 1 medium sweet potato. Let's not overthink it. 100 grams of steamed broccoli. A tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. Any spices that you like. 8 grams of fiber. So far, I've just listed some very basic, like nothing is special, nothing is, groundbreaking, but it's effective. It gets the job done, right? I think we often overthink nutrition. It really doesn't have to be too complicated. Now for your snacks, we're going to have a high protein yogurt and berries, 200 grams of your dairy product of choice, 100 grams of blackberries or raspberries or whatever you prefer, 10 grams of walnuts. Just those few ingredients together is 7 grams of fiber. Okay, we have 2 more, and then I'm done listing all the ingredients. And the next one, super simple. This is again, a very underwhelming one, but it goes a long way. Protein shake, or maybe like a glass of protein milk or something. 1 large orange, or maybe 2 kiwis, either, doesn't matter. 15 almonds. That together is 7 grams of fiber. And then the more traditional snack, which might come as a surprise. Air-popped popcorn. 50 grams of air-popped popcorn gets you 7 grams of fiber already. And it's actually one of the more filling snacks out there, which is kind of funny. So if you want, of course, it's not just about fiber and stuff, right? It's also about micronutrients and those kind of things. So if you wanted to make this even healthier, maybe even have a piece of fruit alongside of that, But it's important to air pop that one. Now, if you want protein with that, of course, you can add a protein source. But just the popcorn by itself, 50 grams of popcorn is just about 7 grams of fiber. So you see how easy it can be. Right? Now, another just great example of nutrition actually isn't that hard. It's just applying those things consistently that makes it feel difficult because we're not used to it yet. Hey, we're used to eating different foods for breakfast or lunch or whatever it is. And maybe we're on the go a lot. It often comes down to planning as well for you, you know. So I hope this helped. Once again, if you want easy access to all these recipes, just go to the blog. I linked it in the show notes for you. I wanted to keep it a little bit shorter today. I'll be doing my best to kind of stick around like 20 minutes or so for you. I like to keep the episodes digestible. Like I said, I can speak again. My voice is back. I feel better. So I will be back with you again on Monday. Try out some of these recipes. Snap a quick photo. Tag us. And of course, if you have any other suggestions, if we didn't name your favorite, fiber food, let me know, because then maybe we can add it to the list later. I'll talk to you in the next episode.